Hey y'all, happy Thursday. It's been a rainy day in Baton Rouge, but now it's beautiful. And I'm super excited because I'm going to be making a sandwich for someone very special, and it's my son Clay. And I'm about to call him and I'm going to do this thing where I'm live on Facebook and talking to him on FaceTime, and we're going to hope it just all works out. So, waiting, got a few folks with us. Yay, hello, thank you. So I feel like Mr. Rogers, like, who's at the door? So I'm going to call him right now. And is he seriously not going to? I thought you weren't going to answer. Hey, bud,
Hello.
say hello to everyone.
Hello.
This is Clay, my son. And we were talking, so we're going to talk about a lot of things today. But we were talking the other day about what I should cook on Facebook Live. And he said breakfast. So I did breakfast tacos on Tuesday. And then he said, I need help with my sandwiches. So, hey, Kristen, what is happening? Tell us about your sandwich problem.
Um, my sandwiches are boring, um, and I was just wondering if I could make them more interesting.
Okay. So, tell us what a typical sandwich is. When you get up at lunchtime and go make a sandwich, what does that look like?
Um, Bread,
That's a
turkey,
good start.
yeah,
Bread.
and then turkey, and then cheddar, some sort of cheese,
Uh huh.
and then maybe some sort of green, and then a spread like pesto or mayo or something.
Nice. So, you're bringing a pesto into all of this?
I enjoy pesto on my sandwich a lot.
Oh, thank you, Emily. Emily is here with the foundation and she's excited to see you. And we're going to explain what I'm talking about. Because if you think this is going to be a commercial for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, you're 100% correct. Okay. I don't think your sandwich sounds terrible, but you need new ideas.
Yes,
What about bringing a heat source to the party? What about a grilled sandwich?
I'm okay with
You
that.
down with that?
Yeah,
Okay. This is what we're going to do today. How do you feel about a Cuban sandwich?
that sounds good.
Like a Cubano?
Sure, I've never had one.
You've never had a Cuban sandwich?
I have not.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, you're going to learn how to make one today.
Okay.
So I'm going really traditional. I will say that finding the bread that's best for a Cuban was a little tough. I wanted to put my mask on, race in and out, get my bread. And what you need is like a soft, there is Cuban bread. There are bakeries that make Cuban sandwich bread. And that bread is a white, like sub roll that's soft. And I was not able to find that. So I got the softest French bread I could find. So we're in this opposite sandwich world of a Cuban. A po' boy wants a crunchy, crispy French bread that kind of crumbles and falls apart. So a Cuban is a warm pressed sandwich that has two types of pork. It has ham and usually a roasted pork shoulder. But I'm going to talk about what I did, and you're going to understand this, Clay, because I give you a portion of my Iverstein's butcher bundle every month. So Iverstein's a local butcher, and I subscribe and I get a butcher bundle every month. I call it my meat subscription, and it's a lot. So I share it with Clay. And Galen Iverstein is fantastic about first of all, making the most of the animal and giving us cuts that challenge us and make us wonder, how do I work with this? But it's the way animals should be butchered, and that's the way we should be consuming meat. And I applaud him for it. So I did something creative with one of the cuts I got in my last bundle. But there's a cut that I believe I've given to you, Clay, that you may have been like, what do I do with this? And this is what you do with it. So I'm going to get the sandwich started, and then I want to talk about what's going on with you, if that's okay with you, Clay,
Yes.
because I think it's important that people understand what's going on in the world right now with COVID-19 as it relates to folks with chronic illness and autoimmune diseases. So, my daughter just told me to smile more, and that is an inside joke, and we're going to talk later. All right. So, this is the Leidenheimer bread I found, fantastic for po' boys, and we're going to make it work for the Cuban. And so I took one, these are two little short ones, and I cut them into 3 sections. Oh, she told Clay to smile more. Much better. All right. My Instant Pot's talking to me. I'm going to explain what's going on there as well. So here I am right here. And what we want to do, and I'm going to get the sandwich started, and then we're going to talk. I'm going to go backwards and talk about the pork that I cooked to put on here. So let's see. Got that piece, and that piece. Okay. So traditionally, it is a mayo mustard combination, equal parts. Stir together yellow mustard and mayo. I've seen recipes with Dijon mustard. I support you with either decision. Okay. So mustard on, so I've got to make these sandwiches backwards. So I just want to make sure I'm putting mustard on the bottom. Just spread that on. How do you feel this is going so far, Clay?
I think it's going well.
Okay.
This looks delicious.
Thank you. Thank you. You're so polite. Okay. So you are an LSU student. It is your last semester. You graduate in May.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you were employed by LSU.
Yes.
With the athletic department, and then sports, being able to go to sporting events was taken off the list of possibilities. But lucky for you, there was a local company who hired you. Tell us about that company.
Red Stick Spice.
What? Red Stick Spice hired you?
Yes, and I've been editing the videos from these live streams.
These videos. Yes. And I know it makes you so happy. You guys, this is deli ham. So just get a good quality deli ham. Galen sells a great deli ham, but a good deli ham, that's going on this sandwich. So you get to watch me do these videos as you edit them, and you do a great job. And what I do is on Thursdays, I get the memory card out of the camera and I drive to your house, and we have a very quick cracked door interaction where I pass you the memory card, you get the information, you give it back to me. But I also bring you food that I've been cooking, because it's a ton of food I'm cooking, and I've been sharing it with you.
Yes.
Okay, true. This is a true or false question. Does Clay Milnick return my Rubbermaid containers?
False.
Thank you. Thank you for being open and honest about that. Anytime you want to get those back to me, Clay, would be super helpful.
Well, I have a Whole Foods bag waiting at the door.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now I'm going on with the pork. Oh, actually, I'm going on with the pickles. So I'm using these fun dills. You know, you see recipes and they want a bread and butter pickle, but I'm going to use these spicy dills. This is a local artisan called Old Soul, and these are spicy dilly dills. And so you just want to get a pickle on there so that you have a little bit of pickle in each bite. Oh, thank you, Jen. Jen supports me in you giving back the Rubbermaid containers. Okay. Pickles go on, pork goes on, and then Swiss cheese. So it's kind of a loaded sandwich, and it looks like, how's that all going to fit? But the whole point is to press it and smush it and make it wider because you're putting weight on it. So they're using professional sandwich presses at the places, the food trucks or places where you get these. And we are going to improvise. And everyone has something in their kitchen to get them there. Did you see the movie Chef, Clay?
I did not.
Okay, I am going to say something that's going to be very polarizing right now. That is not a good movie. It is not up there in terms of acting, but the food in that movie is on point. And it is all about a food truck business that sells Cubanos. So it is like super fun and sexy to watch them make those sandwiches. Okay, Swiss cheese. So I'm going to fold it. Look, this is like cartoonish mouse Swiss cheese with holes in it. Okay, so I'm about to get these on the stove, but let's start off talking about what is going on. I'm getting an error message. I just want to make sure. Maybe somebody pop in and say, can you still hear me? Okay. What do you think? Some more mayo mustard on this side? Yeah, Clay?
You're asking me?
I am.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, I'm going to smush that down. Gosh, I hope they can still hear us. Yeah, Emma says we're good. Okay. So, Clay, in 2016, you were diagnosed with.
Crohn's disease.
So, for folks that don't know, Crohn's disease is an autoimmune disease. It gets mixed up with celiac a lot, which is also an unfortunate diagnosis. But Crohn's disease is thank you, Lee. Oh, your boss is on, not me. I'm your boss. I'm the boss of you. Okay, Crohn's is an incurable autoimmune disease, and we'll spare everyone the details, but it is where the immune system goes after the digestive system. And there's lots of bathroom issues. And in a lot of patients, there's just sort of this chronic low level internal bleeding, essentially. And there's a lot of risks involved with it, higher chances of colon cancer and other complications. So, pretty serious. It upset me a lot. And I hit this grill, I have my cast iron grill pan. Let's see if this helps. I have my cast iron grill pan on the stove. I hit it with some oil. I'm going to put my sandwiches top side down on the grill because I want that as my presentation side and I want some grill marks. So tops upside down on the grill. Then I need something weighted on top. You've got this in your kitchen or around your house. It could be some bricks, a pot. There's a way to weight this, and if you're worried about I'm not putting bricks on my food, you have foil. So foil on top, and then I've got a cast iron that I'm going to put on here to weight it down. And on top of that, I got the cast iron hot. So there we go. We've got those sandwiches doing their thing. They're already getting pretty brown. I'm actually going to pop my heat down because it's less about like cooking the sandwich. You want to press it and you want to get it warm all the way through. Okay. So after you were diagnosed, I started doing like mom research, like Googling, and I found the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. And I got super involved and super vocal. And a lot of folks think that moms of sick kids do that sort of fundraising for like attention, or there's something called Savior Syndrome. They make like documentaries on it. But the truth is that I was pretty intrigued by the foundation because the research they were doing is super duper promising. And just in the 4 years since you've been diagnosed, like there've been some major strides. But on top of that, and I feel very confident in your lifetime, there's going to be genetic testing. I feel really good about where they're going with that. I think they're going to learn a lot about the microbiome. I think that it is maybe optimistic to say there's a cure in your lifetime, but let's just go ahead and say that's what we hope will happen. Um, but the other thing that happened with the foundation is we met people. So now you are friends with Grady, who we met through the foundation, and you guys are able to talk about the disease and get and support each other. And then I met moms who helped me help you make decisions on changing your treatment. I fully believe you are where you are today because you're pretty good today, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Feel good. What else good is happening?
My energy is up. I mean, everything. My whole livelihood is better.
Gaining weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look better. Several people have commented to that. So those decisions on changing your doctor and your medication and being like super vocal and aggressive was because I was supported by people in the foundation. So that's why I do what I do. And I just want you to get better. All right.
I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Clay. Okay. Let's get back to this sandwich. I want to peek at this sandwich. I didn't make one in advance. I've got no safety net here. So let's not burn this sandwich. Let's take a peek. I hear things sizzling. Things are happening. Ooh. So today's Thursday. So today's the day that I what? Bring you the memory card. Do you want me to bring you a sandwich?
Please.
Okay. Is this a sandwich you can recreate?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm glad. All right, let me put this back on top because they're actually not getting as brown as I'd like. All right, let's pop this up. All right, so let's go backwards and talk about the pork that I made. So I did this. I found this great infographic from bigkensbarbecue.com. I don't know Ken. I feel like we would be friends. So this is a great infographic because people get super confused about where their protein is coming from on this animal. So what I used was a boneless pork chop that came from the loin. But what Galen sends us a lot is a picnic. Have I ever given you that cut, Clay?
What is the cut?
Picnic.
Picnic. Oh, yeah. Those are still sitting in the freezer. I don't know what to do with them.
Okay, great. Perfect timing. So it is below the shoulder. By the way, a Boston butt is from the shoulder, not the butt. So, fun fact. But this Cubano wants the shoulder. The shoulder is something that Lee just said you don't get sandwiches like that when you work for him.
That is right.
He's coming for you, Lee. Um, so this picnic cut that you get from Galen, that wants to go in the Instant Pot with lots of aromatics and something that gets saucy so that you can pull that for sandwiches. Now, you like pulled pork a lot, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's like it's kind of become a tradition after you have, and we're just going to say it, sorry guys, colonoscopy, which you get them a lot. Afterwards, you like to go get barbecue
Yes.
at a place in Baton Rouge and you get pulled pork and brisket.
Yes.
So you can pull this shoulder, this will pull, and that picnic will pull. You're just gonna have more fat on that
Okay.
picnic. Um, so you just want to cook it long and slow. But I had boneless chops from Galen. So I was like, you know what? It's a Cuban sandwich. There's a lot of other stuff going on. I think we can use this cut for these sandwiches. So in the Instant Pot, by the way, I put them in frozen, completely rock hard frozen for 1 hour. I would put that picnic frozen in your Instant Pot, Clay, and I would do an hour and a half. And I
Okay.
added Cuban rub, duh, Cuban sandwich, lots of cumin, great spices. And then I did roasted garlic, salt, and I did orange juice, and I sliced up an onion and Instant Pot for an hour. And so some of it was pulled for the sandwich. And then you can see this chop right here. It just perfectly falls apart. And you don't want to shred it. You want chunky pieces of meat. And then what I did was the liquid that was in the Instant Pot, I turned the Instant Pot on saute and let it reduce down. And now we have a liquid that we can use if we want to, re-wet it, make other sandwiches or something like that. So super, super simple. So don't leave that picnic in your freezer. That is ready to go. So a lot of people might be wondering with your Crohn's disease, isn't it just you just change your diet and you get better, right?
No.
Right. Complete misconception on the disease and not really much pointing to diet being the cause and certainly not the cure. So we're just happy where you're at a place where you can enjoy the foods you like and not be miserable afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's a careful game to figure all that out. So COVID was on my radar a ways back. I went in early March to a convention, and it was a topic of conversation there about IBD patients and COVID. And there's some concern that how can we even do the work of the foundation while COVID's going on? But the truth is, we need to do work around both of them because we are super concerned about your immune system. The drugs you take tamp your immune system, calm it down. So there's concerns about other illnesses. And you've had pneumonia in the past, so we got super concerned. So we were pulling back and asking you to stay home early in March, a while before other folks. And then we had to ask your sister, who's in New Orleans, to stay in New Orleans because those hot spots, those hot zones, there's concern that folks who are well are carriers. So we're all kind of like stalling in our separate places, waiting to get back together. But I'm glad I was able to get you busy doing work for me, and I hope that's good for you too.
No, it is. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So let's see what these guys look like. What? Brown and crusty. They're crispy on the outside, which they should. And oh, so good looking. They smell amazing. So this would be a great thing to feed a group of people when we can gather again. Get big loaves of bread, make your pork the night before, and start pressing those on the stove. Do you think your friends would like those?
Oh yeah.
I feel like Malcolm would enjoy a Cuban sandwich.
We can
Okay,
make some
they are.
sandwiches.
Wait, what now?
We can make some sandwiches.
Okay.
Delicious.
So I'm going to cut these into little fingers. Are you, Emma's asking, saying I should probably bring Maddie a sandwich too. Do you feel like that's a good idea?
Yes.
Okay. So let me show. Can you see that?
Yes.
See all the layers?
Yes.
Pork and ham and pickles and melty cheese. You guys, I did a good job. I think anyone would be proud of that Cubano. I'm gonna take a bite and talk to you with my mouth full. What do you think of that? Oh my God. It's so good. I like the tangy pickles. I love the mustard. I'm not a huge mustard fan, but I like this. And I want folks who are like, oh, I don't like pickles. Oh, I don't like mustard. Don't think of it as a singular thing. I'm not asking you to eat a spoonful of mustard. It's this whole combination right here. Oh, Robin said I should do this for a living. mm, Clay, that is so good. All right.
Forward to it.
All right. This was super fun, Clay.
It was.
You were 50% more talkative than you usually are.
Ah, well, that's good to hear.
Okay. I love you so much, bud.
I love you too.
Thank you. I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you for doing this. This is important to the work that we do. We need a cure for this thing. So we're not worrying about IBD and COVID and all the other things in the world. So thank you for doing this. This means a lot.
No
And
problem.
I'm on my way with sandwiches.
Awesome.
Love you, bud.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody. This was fun. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next week. Bye.